kind of anticipating here that the game plan for PARIVISION is going to be a little bit looser than the James style of old. You still got that identity with him in the server and with what he brings to the table, but with Kickert calling, you have to imagine it's going to be a little bit more aggressive. It's going to be more in your face for this team, and that's what you at least hope to see, because sometimes, again, there was some serious concerns with the VP style of old here. So we'll hop into the server. We'll see some of the action here. We're ready to kick off Ancient. Rolling up here with PARIVISION and Sinners. And already, looks like James looking to take a bit of initiative.
Where's these Julies? Morisco. He's in towards the cave. Bulk of the troops, though, are elsewhere. PARIVISION look pretty prime for an A hit. Bit of util across Kicker and Belchonok over there. In comes the smoke. Just Shock to overcome, and it will be their bomb site. See if they can keep it clean. Shock. I mean, his job really is to get one and fall back. Flashbang does a lot of work, and this man just needs to stay alive and wait for the cavalry. Bomb goes down. This has gone just as planned for PARIVISION. They've got everything they've wanted so far.
Able to take the space. They're struggling to hold on to this post plant, though. Shock able to open things up effectively and bait out the shots. Very composed from Shock so far in this retake. Another one out of Shock. Not enough ammo. He eventually misses, but he has the reload here and completely confirms this retake. 4 kills rolling through Temple. Made it look easy for himself as well, the way he slowly inched his way up. So it's going to be a nice pistol to open things up for Sinners.
I think PARIVISION will be kicking themselves for not trading out Shock kind of immediately there. You know, one player takes contact from the big box, kind of past Brokey, one player anti-flash maybe in the corner. I don't know, whatever, well, anything would have been better than what happened, I guess. They'll definitely be disappointed not to make that a much more contested finish to the round. Still, though, there was a bomb plant. We've got some upgraded pistols, some util. Travis hasn't fully invested, but he's still got a Tech 9. And maybe they're just going to go straight in. Indeed, they are. Past the Molotov. Very aggressive onto B. Further smokes landing in towards the back lanes. They need to kill Morisco very quickly, and they do. Kickert catching Zedko on the push through, trying to help his teammate. Okay. Lesser weaponry, but this looks a lot better. Bomb goes down. Man advantage. Now they need to convert an afterplant.
And they should be good to do so here. The nice positioning from James. Gonna have a flank opportunity. Beastic's trying to check him out. Jumping around the corner. Not quite handled. Enough time being bought, though, to make it a little more comfortable with this long control that they possess. So still in a good spot here for PARIVISION. Just need to knock down these kills. Shock's been good on the retake here, but now so is Beastic. Another kill, and it's fumbling to the floor right now. They know where Nota is with the smoke spam. Gonna just stick it right in his face. Flashbang and charging forward. Can't track the kill inside the smoke. Not in time. And Shock and Sinners, they will win another retake.
Perhaps PARIVISION should pause because, you know, pistol rounds can be a bit funky, but to have a 4v3, to have backlanes, to have James in a position that should have caused more problems than it did, PARIVISION should have won that round. And you see it in the afterplan too. I mean, it's just basically one-on-ones after one-on-one, wasn't it? Nobody's helping James towards the doors. I mean, that would be such a strong position if somebody could take his contact further up the ramp. And then on the back lane, just getting isolated out. Not pretty. And they certainly need to have that conversation this time, don't they? Because these rounds are close, but we don't measure moral victories. We measure round wins, and they are yet to find one.
Yeah, I'm very concerned right there, because on the pistol, like you said, the complications there, I don't think they actually had a lot of control in the post plant. You know, Temple's good, but it's not great. You're talking about this round, having that long control, having James in a perfect flank. You definitely need to take a moment to breathe right there. The coordination breaking down for PARIVISION in these post plants, which is not exactly what you would expect from this team. See, that pause helps out. They try and speed things up once again. The opening phases for these rounds have been good, and it will remain true here. Note that just nails an opening duel on the Shock. Quick little 4v5 as the rest of Sinners seem like they want to converge in on middle in some form, but don't want to take the risk of losing any more players here in the early stages.
as nice as these comeback rounds, I guess, from Sinners have been, it does mean they have no money because they've lost so many players. And I think if I was them, Cole, I'd be stacking a site right now because, yes, they might have won the last 2 rounds, but they need to keep guns going if they lose a round because they have nothing in reserve. They can't lose all these rifles spreading out. Indeed, they do stack 3 towards B. I like this bit of an information play. We can see the minimap, though. Looks like the bulk of PARIVISION's forces are heading elsewhere for now. Bomb is here, though. Maybe Pepper could get a catch. Timing's okay, but a nice shot from Kicker dispels any risk. And now they look to collapse towards A, and Zedko, unenviable position. Surely just a matter of time until he gets crunched here. Jamin, in the meanwhile, is heading through those A tunnels. What can Zedko get done? Not a lot. And it is indeed save time, isn't it, for Sinners?
You're going to have to hold on to what they have left here. That's just a good enough start right there that even in a post plant, it's possible to let things retake here from this point. Again, PARIVISION's strong opening presence in these rounds works out. There's a lot of contacting, a nice opening pick from Noda in the start here. Now the saves, very insecure. They're hunting very aggressively, so Morisco and the danger zone is going to have to fight his way out of this situation as they slowly work their way in. He is boxed in. Now officially spotted here. Able to find the first, but he's running dry on ammo here. 7 bullets left in the chamber and a whole lot of targets heading his direction. Only a single kill for him. And PARIVISION off the back of that timeout. Settle the nerves here of this matchup early on and able to plant their feet effectively off the starts that they give themselves.
Yeah, it will sting to have lost those first 2 rounds, but by virtue of Counter-Strike's economy, it's not going to be the biggest deal as long as they kind of kick Sinners whilst they're down here and really put them into a full eco scenario. Even their buy in 2 rounds wouldn't be good. Probably lacking kits, probably no AWP. Indeed then, force buy here for Sinners. Heavy mid presence for them, but without the util, they can't get too aggressive in fighting for it. Flashbang would be nice, but they're just going to fight with the numbers. Trying to get some good duels, and for now, it looks like it's going fairly well for PARIVISION indeed. They do get the cleanup. Just the weight of numbers does the job. And I'm already starting to feel a bit calmer about PARIVISION because those first 2 rounds had me a bit scared, but yeah, the ship has been righted by the looks of it.
Yeah, things just look so much better at this point here than the last couple. The way that they open up the rounds. The way that they hunt down these guns. They're going to walk into the sole player here. So Morisco's still in a bit of a tough spot at the moment. They're so diligent, so careful about not making any mistakes in this point. See if you can isolate anything there. That's a quick headshot, but sent back his way just in return. No worries there for PARIVISION. Like you said, the nature of that economy is going to allow for a very quick bounce back. Off the back of that timeout, a little bit of room to breathe. Settle things down. Move on from that frustrating start and stabilize quite a bit here now on the CT side. This is, or T side rather, this is looking a lot better.
So for me in this matchup, kind of the big question for Sinners, and it's in the context that I haven't actually seen this lineup play very much, is who are the star players? Because as you mentioned in the past, on the kind of Neofrag Oscar lineups, it was obvious, wasn't it? It was Neofrag and Oscar, and they were going to be probably the best players on the server. But with this lineup, of course, got some younger names in the mix. Morisco, Peepo there. Zeko comes back. And I really want to see who are the stars here. Who's going to propel this team individually? Because you do need that in modern Counter-Strike.
That's a good question. I mean, I feel like there's a lot of reliance on... It just was so much of what Oscar could do in terms of the peaks of this team, but... I kind of have to split it up a little bit. We saw Shock with a hot start and some good exit damage being done right now. So I'm just going to hold on to that AK because of it. So not a bad escape. But Peepo, I mean, there's a lot of weight on his shoulders joining this team, I think, and having to fill the hole that Oscar's left into this roster.
I think it's a tough gig for anybody coming onto the Sinners team right now, because it might not even be right to do so, but we all sit here and say we know they need a really good star player. So we kind of expect every new pickup to be that. It's not entirely fair. I mean, Sinners are just picking up the best players they can from their region. But we sit here and we do put that weight on these players, for better or for worse. Hopefully they can live up to it. Whilst I guess on the flip side, the star players of PARIVISION for me are more obvious. It's James, it's Travis, and probably Belchonok. And I know they can deliver to a level that I'm not sure the Sinners players can right now. If these players show up individually, I think Sinners are actually in a lot of trouble in this matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I'm 100% with you right there. Belchonok being a big piece. Right now, Nota actually doing a lot of this opening fights towards middle, which I like to see. He's very early. He's getting aggressive. He's getting in their face. And again, when we talk about the styles here for James in the past here, it's not holding back. He catches another opening pick. That's very bold from Peepo. Trying to walk out middle, clearing both sides with Zedko and Donut as well. It was hopeful, I'll say that much, and it doesn't work out for him. Now re-aggressing it into the flames. Beastic set up with a flashbang right there off of Mori. It is a quick trade though from Travis and Zedko, keeping mid control with 2 headshots. All of a sudden, things flip on a dime. Bomb down to the floor. And Travis and Belchonok immediately in recovery mode now.
Rare miss shot from James. He could have traded his teammate. But it doesn't transpire. Travis trying to fool his enemies with some noise cues. Doesn't happen. Belchonok finds a one-on-one, but the timing here from Marisco is perfect. A little bit laboured, but no problem. Finds his man. Shock, good timing on the swing himself, and a good cleanup from Sinners. A nice gun round from them, and I guess that nice information play here into the cave is kind of a lifesaver alongside these headies from Mr. Zedko. Beautiful.
Yeah, I mean, that was a pretty devastating way to get opened up on if you're Peepo, but his teammates so effective at pulling things back right there. Love the decision to aggress into the flames. And these 4v5s have to be able to take map control, have to be able to take things back from PARIVISION, who were spread throughout the map there. So very promising stuff. PARIVISION into their second timeout, used fairly early. Making sure to chew through these as quickly as possible so that they don't let things slip much past this point. But yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I feel like that round largely comes down to, a needed trade there from James. If he connects, that's a lot more easy to work throughout the map right there. Shuts down some of the control that you're looking to take on the CT side. So I feel like the solution there was pretty straightforward. Zedko rips that away from him. Ooh. Burning just a tad right there. Zedko put on notice, and again, Notice trying to fight through the fire of this mid-fight.
No surprises that PARIVISION there were playing quite passive on mid. They just saw so much util heading their direction, heard so much noise. Why fight it? Bide your time. And they're actually going to group A. They must be confident mid is being played into right now. That smoke mid is kind of a double bluff. It's so useless that Sinners aren't going to move. And for the moment, there's only one on A proper. Orp on location. Zedko is fairly nearby in Donuts. This man here, Peppo, needs to be overcome though very quickly. Finds his first man. Molly forces him wide. Good trades. Good stuff from Travis. 3v3. If we can get this bomb down, that player out towards the lurk as well. This looks pretty good for PARIVISION. No nades either for Sinners, so they're going to have a hard time, I think, retaking this site.
Absolutely. Beastic trying to inch his way up here. They have this late lurk coming through as well. Puts us on a timer even more so than the bomb just ticking. And there you go. Finally activating for Kicker. No visual on their targets just yet. Have to hold the flank. Kickert reins in his aggression. Now starts to speed things up just at the right time to distract Shock. We got James still hiding in the back of the site. Marisco with simply not enough time to try and get a defuse off. Now it's about running away with the AWP. He's got quite the journey. And yeah, he's not making it out of this round right there. PARIVISION quickly bounce back. And again, it's another timeout called here from them into immediate success once more.
Looking good. Looking good. The one thing they have most certainly done during this game is just keep Sinner's money in the bin from round one. And that saved AWP would have come in so handy for Marisco. Doesn't find it, and they've decided our money is in such a dreadful position. We'd rather force now than save into what could still be a bit of a lacking buy. But this has to work. 1-for-1 trade. Make it 2-for-2. James comes very good as a later player into mid. I'm not sure who favors this position, Cole. It's kind of nice when you're forcing to just whittle down the numbers. You can run over those guns in a retake later on. It could still work, but that is predicated on them having the information. And right now, they do not. Beastic gets the spot, but he needs his teammates. They're in a completely different postcode. Beastic surely is a dead man very soon. Tries to back out in towards the short lane. Gets spotted from his left-hand side. This is so awkward. And wow, he was just on a clock there the entire time.
Completely snuffed out of the round right there. You can see now his teammates are starting to arrive onto the scene, but it's far too late at this point. Quick dismissal for Zedko in this attempt, and Marisco gonna hang around. Not completely convinced of a save just yet. He does have a kit. He's got a smoke. These are two great tools to try and pull off a heroic clutch, but what can he find here? How quickly do they try and retreat? If James gets caught right now, his closest teammate running away through cave, but not going to matter. James just nails the headshot anyways. 4 kills in the round. And PARIVISION maintain control of this map and of their opponent's economy. It just remains true after punishing that force buy.
It's looking really good for them. They must have had the opening kill in almost every round or a very fast trade. And of course, even the rounds they were losing earlier on in this game, they got a lot of space. Especially the second round where they had that B-bomb side control. Sinners have struggled to deny map control. They've struggled to keep 5 players alive. Kind of deeper into these rounds. It's been a rough day in the office for them so far. I'm surprised we haven't seen more Sinners pauses to try and get on top of these rounds. It wouldn't be an unfair assessment to say if PARIVISION had cleaned up their game a little bit in these earlier rounds, this wouldn't be competitive right now. PARIVISION have held the cards in basically every round.
Yeah, just making good decisions here all the way through. Good setup for the opening fights, and that remains true once again. Strength in numbers towards middle. They work as a pack, and no casualties so far. Not looking to take any either. Belchanok gonna give Zedko one of his fights here. He's pretty good with that deagle, but gonna get traded out just as quickly. No big deal. Man, PARIVISION taking control, and as you said, Sinners, I think crucially need to figure out a way to counteract some of the measures here towards middle. PARIVISION, when they sense a lot of utility, I like the way that they hold back and don't press forward. When they don't, they get the opening duel with Nota flashing through the mid smokes. They have their extremity players set up incredibly well to, you know, not fall to any aggression there, which, to be honest, isn't really coming from Sinners. I feel like, you know, you have to be able to press on some part of the map here, so again, good decision, raining back middle, flashbang, HE combo perfectly placed, easy as can be there for Notes. A beautiful opening once again. Now you have the presence coming up cap, but Shock pulling things back. He just runs out of ammo, can't survive the mid duel for too long, so the trade's still in play.
I think Shock may have saved their bacon in terms of keeping this round close, because they were getting absolutely crunched there in mid. There wasn't much to dissuade the catwalk players either for PARIVISION. So even to be in a 3-on-3, I think they should be fairly happy with that, but of course some work to do to convert this round. This cave fight is going to be pivotal and then some. Kicker in first. Can Travis trade? No, he can't. Excellent play from B-Stick. And now it looks near on impossible here for James. What do you do? Try and find B-Stick? You know he's low. But after that, I'm not sure.
Oh, there's some good timing right there. Can look to dice up these duels. The issue is he's heading straight into the AWP. People can't afford to miss right now. Give up his position. Steps out. James steps back in, though. Reins in his aggression. Marisco has him boxed into cave at the moment, and James doesn't know. Knife is out. Easy does it. Marisco gonna claim the kill for free, and as you said, man, it's two of the kind of older guard members here. B-Stick and Shock being able to lock down this round with their multi-kills. That is a huge difference maker in this round. If Shock doesn't find two, if he just gets crunched up from shelf there, and that round is essentially done from that point, you're in another 5v3. And PARIVISION have been controlling the map so well in those sort of spots, so I mean, just a good individual effort from some players that might come as a surprise right now that are stepping up to the plate here for Sinners. That's got to be a missed donut smoke right there, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on with
CT
this.
Smoke?
I guess it's for the elbow, and it kind of clips something on the way over the top.
Wow. Well, he just vanishes right in front of Belchinox's eyes. That looked a little scary there, but there's some B aggression finally. I love this, and it is punished quick. The kicker goes 1 for 1, spots out the op behind it. See if there's any quick decision making. I don't think they can afford that with the bomb down on the B extremity, so.
Yeah, fortunately, that bomb was
They're taking space, but they've got to get the bomb.
It's good news that the bomb wasn't on Kickers. He took that duel. What is going on here in Donut? Belchonok is... He's not actually... I don't think they're considering a player could be behind the cube right now. Shock's nearby. Shock equally could get shot in the back here and be questioning how on earth Zedco hasn't spotted anybody. Bit of a catch. Shots fired. When does Belchonic activate? It's so awkward. That was not ideal for either side, but Shock comes very good. Man advantage now for the defense. Travis goes in for the plant, and Shock doesn't feel like fighting this before his teammates are over. So we find ourselves in an after plant, but this is one where PARIVISION need to make the first move. They've got to kill players before the site gets overwhelmed.
Right now, they're having this long rotation from James.
I know, he's hanging his team out to dry. He needs to go.
Travis is going to be left on an island. Smoke on top of that bomb. Best of luck here. He's going to have to try and smoke spam. Connections early on. He's looking for kills. He eventually finds one. Time bot here for James. Massive flank here through Donut, but they're sticking the bomb. He's got to spam it, and he's not on the mark. Can't connect. Kills come through in the post, but Shock going to confirm the final blow right there. Sinners will steal that round away inside the smoke.
It doesn't work, but I kind of rate it.
Wasn't bad, yeah.
It was... Yeah, if James kind of guessed correctly where the player was, that would have looked genius towards the end.
It's very James way to win a 2v3 deficit post plant where it's not fighting forward, it's going on a very long flank and trying to catch them off
And no
guard.
doubt his teammate was like, where the heck are you? I'm here trying to take the fights. You're off in no man's land. Marisco tries to get aggressive. These are very aggressive openings now from the CT side. They seem intent on taking fights before PARIVISION get control. We don't necessarily dislike it. It's looking fairly good here. The U2 is a disaster for PARIVISION, and they have to win a lot of these duels because of that. Great kill from Nota will bisect the map. And now Sinners need to make some tough choices about how they rotate. They've got to leave somewhere on this map open. And for now, it's probably the B ramp, isn't it? That is very exposed if players head up in that direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Perfect target right now here. Nota's been unbelievable with this impact towards middle and threads that kill in once again. Right now, he's got a bit of a contain towards middle here, keeping the information good for his team, but they are rotating. Peepo has got a lot on his shoulders right now with the smokes in for long and short, trying to surprise and could play around the smoke effectively. And he flashes through it. Great utility from Shock. I don't even know how he set that up, but somehow managed to throw a flashbang in. Now Kicker pushing past the smoke. Now Travis left all alone is going to be overwhelmed here. 1 HP and soon to fall. Peepo will claim the finishing blow And Sinners are going to be the team that closes things out, knots us up at 6s.
Second half underway here on PARIVISION's pick of Ancient. It's been a back and forth game, a bit bizarre, Cole. I feel like PARIVISION have been the better team, but obviously the scoreline doesn't reflect it because there are a few too many mistakes. They need to clean up their act a little bit in this second half.
Yeah, the opening advantages right now have been unbelievable in favor of PARIVISION. Now capitalizing in the 4v5s, the 3v5s that they've had, not so much. And while they have another one, they'll be able to set the tone in the second half with those same advantages that they did in the first. Post plant here and good donut control being prioritized from Sinners. Love to see that. And Morisco able to thread in the equalizer. Bomb yet to be planted. That's a difficulty here. And I like that PARIVISION are looking to make it even harder. But a nice shot from Morisco will continue to keep these players at bay. James finally pulling through on his long flank, but now not going to be given any more targets here. And this donut control, again, so valuable in a post plant here. Sinners setting themselves up for success. Now they need to close this round down. Not expecting this late flank here with the Dolberettas. Noda's been very passive, but now he's spotted. He's just distracting as his teammates pull through, but Morisco can't miss right now. 3 kills. Might need to do it all right now as his teammate is hiding in the back of the site, but Nota kicker. He doesn't realize, though. He didn't realize that his teammate got the kill. I don't know if they have time here. It's going to be incredibly close, and yeah, he realizes there. There's no point in sticking that thing. The bomb is detonating no matter what. Sinners will do it again. They'll overcome the 4v5.
It's almost a scenario where I don't want to know if he could have made that had he realised faster.
Yeah.
The scenario, it still would have been very close. Tough one. Tough one. That's why you should buy your kits on the retakes, guys. They do come in handy on the pistols. Do come in handy. It costs them there. Pissed around them for Sinners. And no force buy in response, so should have a reasonably easy time, you'd imagine, against a buy like this. To keep players alive too. Bank up some economy. And obviously, you know, the narrative at the start of this game was PARIVISION were most certainly winning out the early rounds, and some maybe fortune or mistakes was bringing Sinners back into it. We do need to give Sinners though some credit though. The latter stage of that first half, and obviously that pistol too, they've grown into this game. Individually, they look a bit stronger. Shock is playing fabulous Counter-Strike right now. They're really powering up into this map.
Yeah, I mean, if you're winning late rounds that consistently, you're playing the way that these post plants, these retakes, incredibly well. Well coordinated. And again, they're not setting themselves up nicely in the opening stages of these rounds, but if you got consistency in the way that you pull it back, that's just fine too. Got Beastic, who might be in for a real treat as he turns the corner here with this MAC-10. Not a lot of targets ready to go, and only gets a single. Retake utility on in, but I think this is more of a contained game here from PARIVISION than an actual retake effort. Looking to do any damage that they can. Now it's Peepo's chance to farm up those eeks. Doing some damage, jumping around the corner there. We'll be able to handle this just fine. Peepo gonna claim the rest here. Good money to be gathered here for your op presence if he wants to bring that out in the T side, but either way, pistol round converted there, back to back now for Sinners. They were able to win the follow-ups here in both halves and got themselves on to 8 now.
Let's see what they've got. Bit of a limited buy for PARIVISION, and that will always happen if you save second and buy third on the CT side. So no up on Jame. There is a kit on Travis, but he'd have to come off an M4 and onto a FAMAS to make that possible. What have we got here? Gonna burst this smoke? No. He goes a bit deeper, plays. It's 1-2 setup with Jame. Of course, by loading up this cave position, it's going to leave mid lesser defended, and they're going straight into Donut, wasting no time. Nota has to give space. Good counter smoke. Do Sinners feel like going through this? It's going to be really tough. It's such a choke point. And I think they're making the right decision. You've got to pull the pin on this. It's just so risky. You can't go through that smoke.
It's good control to have here, but the rotation's reacting accordingly. There's not a lot of defensive utility, though. And a missed CT smoke. That's a very weird bounce, and the A main prong completely leveled out. They are going to be stalled from this aggression here. Forced to slow things down for Sinners. Plan A kind of shut out right now. Plan B might be where they head here. But they have to work with so much back in you can see James' deep position right now. Might be a bit overlooked. Silence into cave is a bit concerning. With 3 players inching in that direction, now they know it's going to be a B-side play with this information that Belchanok's gathering, but things could still go wrong because Travis is super isolated on the site. Smokesman for kicker. Avoided for now. They're waiting it out perfectly, jumping into the site. Travis gonna fall quickly. Now they still have to be aware that James is fast on the flank behind him, and he is gonna surprise still. Overwhelming the site. Peepo has to dance between these duels, and everyone gonna come falling. This time, kicker with a kit and plenty of time to defuse. They're going for scavenger, and they will be just fine to close out this round.
Nobody panic. Yeah, very well orchestrated round from PARIVISION. It certainly felt like Sinners kind of felt like they were going to go there. They had so much momentum in essence behind the split. And they were really deer in headlights when they had to change their plan. They'd ceded so much space. They really needed the kill on the donut player, but PARIVISION defense wasn't offering it up for free. So round for them. It's still an investment to come from Sinners, but it's a little bit lacking, isn't it? B-Stick, MAC-10, Util, not perfect. Plenty of smokes, though. A lot of those already dispersed with a kind of default nades, make it look like a default. We can see, though, it isn't. It's A numbers loaded up. Peppo here heads in first. Can he pluck Beltronic on the shoulder peak? No, sir. Beltronic falls off, calls that information. And what do you do now, Sinners? Again, plan A is gone by the wayside.
Try to get this op scope here for Peepo. Talked about him bringing that out, potentially. With the eco kills, we didn't get to see, I don't think, any opping so far out of James just yet. Rifling for all of that T side, and now not yet to build the economy for the defense. There's open access on this A site with the donut setup right now. They're going to have to lean on Morisco selling one hell of a fake to keep attention drawn this way. Smoke goes out, but he could beat it. He's ahead of it. He can't find the entry, though. Kicker holds the line, and as that happens, they just get smoked off. This is brutal here, but an opening pick towards Donut. Belchinock in the danger zone. They're in a quick trade from Peepo's op. They've got Donut spacing. They've got plenty of room to plant with this deep line, but a missed shot from Peepo is going to do him in. And it's, again, a man deficit in this post plant. Got to fight for some spacing here, and Shock will hold the line towards CT. James trying to trade things out, but not able to do so just yet. And again, Travis yet to really activate through Donut. That kill from James going to save them a lot of worry right now. As the tap on the bomb, he's going to force Zedko's attention to be split. And Travis just has him boxed in. Protection for James. And another tough round one here from PARIVISION.
It's getting a little bit ugly, this. A lot of back and forth rounds. Sinners there, looking almost clumsy as they're rounding onto the bomb site. Missed AWP shot is going to sting, isn't it? For Peepo right there. And they're out of money. PARIVISION done the hard job. They've broken that economy. Now it's their chance to bank up some reserves. Just pistols. No armor on the board. One set for Zedko. But outside of that, I guess bomb plant is kind of best case scenario for Sinners. They have a bit of util. And soon enough, I think they'll be hitting B.
They're looking for here. Decisive move. Tech9's in play here, but nice range from Kicker. Only a 1, though. Morisco going to fight in towards Cave. And they're going to be pretty comfortable to plant the bomb. Nice wall banks to do some extra damage. HEs to continue it. Not an easy post plant, especially as you lose one to the utility. They got to try and fight here with the P250s, but that's exactly what PARIVISION are waiting for. James with his op comes out. Could be bested right now as he gets chased down. Zedko threads in a kill. They got the flank from Morisco. Zedko looking to stay alive, but another headshot with the sidearm right now. Morisco has a massive flank, able to find a kill on a Nota. It's just Travis left in a panic. He has a kit. He's going to tap it. It's going to be a fake, though. Morisco going to charge forward, and he does get bested, but enough time being bought. Sinners make it work with so little. Travis has to run away here, survives, but not thriving. Up against the pistols. Very little armor even bought up, but it's a good thing he buys this P250 and armor. Look at the damage he does with it.
Perhaps the top bar is a little bit off, but am I mad for thinking he might have had time there to stick it? You never know. The HUD sometimes is a bit out.
I don't think he did, though. I don't think there's a world.
Must be the case. In-game sound, he must have known. He didn't have it. That is a disaster. That is a disaster for PARIVISION. Just as we're starting to sing their praises pretty loudly. And it's looking not brilliant for Sinners. Instead, we're in a position now where their money now is in the bin. Sinners are not far now from winning their opponent's map pick. And to do it on armorless pistols, the Tech9 range dinks and kills were galore there. They did very well not to lose more than one player to Kicker at that sort of range. And that P250 shot retaking the site was gruesome. Gruesome from Sinners. Okay. It's just the eco of PARIVISION around the soul save. This game has just got very spicy. Very, very spicy.
I gotta be a bit frustrated in that situation. Travis still able to provide some damage. With the saved rifle, they boost him up. It's just a headshot that he spotted with the gun is, and a quick transfer from Morisco. Big time too. Gonna at least separate the defense effectively. They avoid the pistol, but actually James picks up an AK for his troubles, and they could send Sinners packing in this round here. It's still gonna have to be a recovery though, post plant, and I don't think James realized that they were already fully out towards this A side. He takes a lot of damage for his troubles. There's 3 rifles held on to. There is a kit for Travis. There's a world where they make this happen. But I don't know if we're living in it just yet. They're very cautious of donut control. They don't know it's completely evacuated. And time's ticking. Might just look to hold on to their guns. They're fighting forward, but I just think they've left this one a little too late. Smoke was on top of the bomb. They realize it. They're going to bail out eventually. Shock sees nothing. Going to make his escape as well, and Sinners will claim double digits. It's not a bad save, though, for the PARIVISION camp.
Okay. So still a pretty even game. Rifles out now for PARIVISION. Can they get an AWP onto James? Yes, they can. So, no excuses here. All the bells and whistles for this CT side. And we'll see how they deploy the forces. Where's James going to open up for this round? Over towards B by the looks of it. 3B starts for the CT side. So mid will be seeded should Sinners 1 control, but a bit of a slower game there themselves. B-Stick now coming through that elbow smoke. Does indeed take space. And he's got a lot of real estate because indeed nobody on location to defend. What is the next move? Look at this. A really early creep up. Walking straight up that B ramp. I don't think James was necessarily expecting players to be so close. Nade almost does the job. These smokes aren't really helping anybody at the moment. And Sinners might need to redirect. They don't want to face that all for James.
A lesson learned already. Scared off by the op presence here that James brings to the table, but Morisco catches the aggression. James fighting forward is going to be bested, and B-Stick's close by as well. They know Travis is boxed into this corner. Shock and B-Stick looking to join their forces. He stays mobile for so long, but eventually he's toppled. And Belchenok next at bat right now. Spamming through the wall, though. B-Stick gets caught sidelined, and Notice already rotated in. So the numbers are here, and Belchenok keeping this round safe. Shock now trying to fight forward, and a trade comes through just at the buzzer. PARIVISION with the quick rotates will survive.
I'm a little bit stunned Belchenok there wasn't felled. He was pretty much surrounded around that pillar. Sinners might be kicking themselves. Did a lot of that round right. These cave fights were so favorable for them. Some massive headshots, particularly the one onto James. But it continues. The game where nobody has any economy at any moment. A force buy here from Sinners. They have got 3 AKs, but the util is a little bit sparing. Have to make very good use of what they have. Missed shot from James. This player's outside of elbow and not going to commit, so he can fall back, stay alive. But they've shown a lot of mid presence, and Morisco goes into cave, kills Travis, and look at the CT rotate. They don't know where to look at the moment.
Easton confused right now. Floating all over the map there. Last little bit of hope is that Belchenok is again quick on this flank, but B-Stick checks that off the box right now. He's covering. Awkward fight, though, for both. And he wins it. Belchenok fighting his way through the adversity right now. James looking to activate as well. Peepo's not looking his way. Fully focused on the A main flank. Shock has coverage. The quick kill out of James up. He finds the follow-up. Zedko now left last man standing. And he finds the headshot to back it up. And Sinners looking to drive the nail on in with this round here. Finally shattering completely the PARIVISION economy. And finding their way to 11.
Feels like such a knife edge, all of these rounds in the second half. Sinners are winning them. And they've done the hard job. The money is a disaster for PARIVISION. It's actually sinners to call their first pause. I think they might be recognizing that, you know, we're in pole position now. We just need to keep it clean against these pistols, which hasn't necessarily been the easiest. They also might be expecting a bit of a heavier force buy to be coming out, but as we can see, the money really is drained. So sinners might be expecting a tad more, but that is not the case. And I'd be stunned if PARIVISION don't force by 1,900 loss. I mean, what are they going to do? Buy FAMASs down 9 to 12? I'm not sure there's any better than 2 force buys in a row.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one, right? This is kind of double eco territory. In fact, James is even going to go in on a bit of a half buy for himself.
I mean, he could have at least gone an M4 if he'd... I don't know what's going on there.
I feel like that's an all-in moment, or you just call the full eco and let this round slide, I guess. But splitting it up a little bit could make things even more awkward. James all in, pushing past the smoke. He actually has a beautiful timing. Oh my god, how's he made this happen? Zedko sidelined, rifle picked up. And is this how PARIVISION really hang on right now? Gun in the hands of a player with armor. No map control really capitalized on right now, but the smoke's draw in towards the B site. And if they speed it up, Sinner's doing exactly what they need to do to stabilize this round.
Well, what PARIVISION would do for a flashbang to get aggressive. They don't have one. They're going to stick around. I suspect James is not going to fully commit to this. That AK is a value. Oh my lord! Okay, that's a statement of intent. Bomb being stuck. Sinners, not like this. Not like this. That is a catastrophe.
Oh my god, just ripped right away from them. Jumping 5-7 accuracy from Kicker. The opening pick from James on a miracle timing. I mean, you couldn't ask for more X Factor in this round. Nothing Visa could do.
That is James 5-7. He dropped his kicker.
Oh my god, that's the magic 5-7 right there. And that's the magic 10th that PARIVISION had no business winning. They even call a pause. They knew the stakes here. They knew what they had to do. Sinners had the chance to finally punch their ticket into a map victory. And the implications of that win right there could have been massive. And now it's desperation. Kicker nailing these kills. The 2 leads right now, a third from the HE, nothing given on the force buy, and now the roles reverse. PARIVISION on 11 with their golden opportunity to claim map point first.
I can't believe this. What a roller coaster of a map. I tell you what, man, whoever loses this map will come off it thinking, we should have won that. Because both teams have had so many chances where they've been in complete economic control and blown it. And now PARIVISION are in an excellent spot. Frankly, overtime looks pretty much guaranteed to me. I don't think Sinners are going to be forcing. Crikey. What a map so far. Who are the heavy hitters? Travis having a good game. James Kicker at 2. It's been shock for me on the other side. He's had a lot of high impact kills. And hopefully we're not in this tech pause too long, because this is exciting. We're right at the business end. I don't need this. I don't need this.
Just at the buzzer, man. Little pause comes out. And
what's going on in the other games? Let's have a look. So, Bait, 13-6. Their map pick of Mirage. They do like a Mirage. Now they're on Train, about to go into it. So, Bait looking fairly on course. And in that lower bracket, Navi Jr. continue their pretty lackluster playoff run. They lose Inferno 13-6 after only finding 2 CT rounds. And Spirit Academy, Zero Tenacity very much contested on Dust 2.
As contested as this one right here. I don't think I've seen a map of Counter-Strike where the money has been this low every round. I mean, these teams are just so broke constantly. And the amount of heroics that are required, the amount of flair in these late rounds is just absurd.
It's been a funky game. A very funky game so far. Hopefully we get back underway soon. Nothing too scary in terms of the problemos here on the server. As a reminder, guys, this is the upper bracket semi-finals. Winner of this game and then the Bates Patera game will face off. I think it's tomorrow, that game. In the upper bracket final, the winner will be into the grand final with a one-map advantage, a best of 5 one-map advantage. And I guess needless to say, it's kind of the case for all of the teams, maybe minus the academy squads in this playoffs. But if you can get through to Pro League, man, even if you just win one game at Pro League, the VRS points swing for you could be, frankly, game-changing in terms of the event you're playing in. It could make a huge upswing.
Yeah, and I think you look at this PARIVISION roster, and there's expectations right now that this team can at least break through into Tier 1 at some point with some of these events, but the VRS climb is always such a difficult task when you're kind of building from the ground up. Oh god, Belchanok bested right there by the Glock somehow. And they're starting to make some strides into the site, but nothing too crazy. This time, Glock's handled with ease. 12 here, map point secured for PARIVISION. Can't believe that they're the team to find it first. I'm sure that Sinners can't either.
Well, if you told me in the first half that PARIVISION were going to have a map point, I'd say, yeah, of course. And then you'd explain to me how it happens. You'd be like, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But we're here, and we like an entertaining game. We like the carnage. We like the craziness. And we're going the full distance. PARIVISION just need one more moment of brilliance. Frankly, they can trip over the finish line for all they care. And what have they got for us? James, change up this time. Starts in towards Donut. Mid is being claimed. He's going to need some good util here to deal with him. Flashbang should push him behind the smoke. Indeed it does. So James dealt with for now. Mid is seized. And PARIVISION might need to think about an information play. No, just come back over towards mid. See a lot of room here. And let's see if it causes problems. Losing all of this space.
Dota in that first half was able to control mid so effectively, but in the second right now bested. Zedko with a huge opening provided here. James next at bat with his op, threads in a kill before falling back. No trade available. Lots of stacking on this A site right now, but James has to cover so many different bases. This is a 3-threat prong approach right now. And James on the right line for the next at bat here. Misses the shot though. A main smoke eventually fades away, and Belchanok's in the danger zone right now. He's got to find a way to fight out of this. And yeah, Shock was just an easy sideline. B-stick with 2. And James found himself last man standing, struggling to find any follow-up. It's overtime required in between these two teams as they fight back and forth.
Okay, so that's all the game. This A-hold felt really awkward. Somewhat feel like they should have just committed to fighting in one direction. That smoke on A main wasn't going to last forever, and clearly there were huge problems when it faded. Oh well, that's in the past now. Overtime beckons. Sinners just refused to die, man, here on this map. It has been a brutal affair to get it to this point. But they should feel somewhat confident they've survived the absolute onslaught that has been a lot of these PARIVISION rounds, and now they have an opportunity to get this over the line. Blows traded in mid, but PARIVISION don't feel like sticking around. They're going to give that ground. So all even Stevens for now. And we'll wait to see what control Sinners want to take.
Excellent reading that last round to work up through middle. Just a very vulnerable. Some good calling coming through the Sinners camp to break on into OT now. They keep it up now that OT's lifting off here. Peepo with his op. Elevated there, gets the boost. Can't get the shot though to work for him. Travis is in a very committed angle. Good news for him is there's no deterrence utility to flush him out of this position. It's just going to have to be hard clears. Morisco does do just that. A multi coming through from him, but a multi right back in return. Kicker. He's been a beast on the B side. And he's going to provide some security in an ideal world, he tries to flush the opposition into this J AWP, but instead it's going to be more to do here on this B side because that's where they're heading. Not scared of Kicker with his 2 already, but a well-placed smoke is going to surely put some fear factor in.
Good nade. Good nade. Kicker gone. And Beltronic has a lot of work to do. B-stick snaps the skull. I tell you what, man, the old guard are showing up very well on this map. Came into it saying who are the stars going to be. Mariska and Pepper have played a good game, but I really believe in terms of impact kills, B-Stick and Shock have had some big moments in terms of getting them to this overtime.
Yeah, I mean, and that's something you can't underrate in this roster is that every once in a while, I do think that duo comes through with a lot of impact. It's not maybe something that you can rely on, every game that you play, but that impact that they bring to the table right now here, especially in this playoff match, especially with the way that they're calling, the way that they're working around this defense in the 24th round, and now into this one. Well handled. Double up from Morisco was massive. The close from B-Stick to follow it up. No hesitation there from Sinners. We've seen them be locked out of smokes and things go really wrong when they're just forced to wait things out. And PARIVISION plant their feet with the rotates, but not giving them that availability with that HE.
Okay. Onwards we go. Round 26. Morisco. Look at that. Kicker gone. The force to be reckoned with in the previous round will not be a factor here. And look at that. Sinners just say, we're happy with the opening kill. We don't need to overplay our hand right now. We're going to give up the ground and force PARIVISION to make tough choices. Jane peels off to join his teammate in mid. And PARIVISION might feel very compelled to continue being aggressive because it is not easy to play this map at a man disadvantage. They really want to even these numbers before Sinners can hit a site. They're going to guess wrong, aren't they? 3 on B. Notice heading his way over, only more compelled, surely, after seeing B-Stick. And they might actually be better off just saving here, to be honest. I'm not sure this retake is on. They're so far out of position.
I could find this mid lurk here. Jame does have coverage. Well handled from Jame. That's going to encourage them in here. Still going to be a tough post plant, but got themselves a man advantage now. Peepo trying to take duels with the op. Finds a way to find a kill. Zedko working in the back of the donut. Sacrifices his teammate for a good cause. Locking down this round here. Jane without a kit. You know his tendencies. Gonna look to save onto this op. There's plenty of money though for the CG side. That's not a big concern. There's just no way into this round though. Just guaranteed death trying to run your way through donut. And then you got to get past Peepo's op if you make that happen. So exit kill for him. AK to pick up. Round 1 here. Sinners with 2. Now 3 in a row, actually, to stay alive and looking to thrive here on Ancient.
It's looking good now for Sinners. That opener was absolutely brutal. And then, of course, the defense guessed wrong. Even so, they might have looked to get more out of that retake. It fell flat pretty quickly as they ran in through CT. And we find ourselves with Sinners with a 2-round lead. They're already 2-0 up here on this T side, and that's pretty good going. PARIVISION have got to find something. They can't go down 15-12 and give over 3 chances. Well, maybe they will. Morisco again opens up one of these overtime rounds. Supportive flashes paying huge dividends too. Morisco has come alive during this overtime.
I mean, that's his third opening kill in this OT right now. Being able to constantly find it, even, you know, his double up. Set a couple of these rounds already, man, and adding another one this late. 5v3 for your team to work off of, and it feels like when this happens, PARIVISION just, they feel stunned. They can't make their way through in these rounds. They can't survive the deficits. Putting a lot of faith in James Op, so easily nullified with a little bit of utility. And even more so, the fake being sold here. B-stick falls. That should queue up for a little bit of a speed towards the A side. They do have to hit it though. James on the scene. Utility has to be put on his position. Flash is not going to come through, and he's able to isolate. Gets out of dodge, goes for more though. And in his step back, he gets bested. Quick transfer from Zedko. I don't know how he finds that so easily on a kicker. It's just Travis left trying to make it out the temple, but he's on 11 health. HE bounce. That's another point of damage done. And there's protection here for this bomb plant. Wait a second. Gotta help out. And Zedko does just in time. 3K to close. Mori with the 2 to open. And it's a sweep in OT for Sinners.
They look poised. They've really grown into this game. And whilst PARIVISION, when they were on their T side all the way back at the start of regulation, were in quite a lot of command, I don't think we're playing the same game anymore. I think Sinner's going to present a different brand of Counter-Strike and not allow PARIVISION to get so many opening kills. Okay. It's a tall order, isn't it? 3 required in a row just to force a second bout of overtime here for PARIVISION. There is no room for mistakes. And of course, this map so far has been rife with said mistakes. Kick it though, intent to open up well. Finds his man. Zedko flushed out of the smoke. So this round in isolation does look good. 2-man advantage, lots of space. We just need somebody to scoop up that bomb, and we'll be well on our way to winning this round.
To the site they go here. Double smoking for CT. Shock almost has a line with that spam, but nothing really landing. At least for the kill there. James gets chased down with his op, though. Dropped over. With their lead, it wouldn't be the worst idea to save and be cautious with the economy, but see if they go for this one. Realizing that it's not planted on this A side. Got a long flank in for B-stick. It's going to take a long time to warm up, and a smoke that goes in towards A main to try and fake things out.
12.5k. Probably is money to give it a look in, and Morisco finds his man. Not like this, PARIVISION. Morisco cannot double up through the smoke. Comes the bait and switch. B-stick now on location. Quick tap. Travis finds his man. B-stick left alone. So pretty valiant effort, and no easy rounds are going the way of PARIVISION at the moment.
Not at all. I mean, that's a 5v3 right there that they have to claw back in the retake. They make it look possible at the very least. Smoke on top of that bomb could have amplified so much more pressure. Unfortunately, that's not the utility that they have. Sinners constantly applying pressure here to their opposition. Big key detail. PARIVISION controlled the economy so well in that first half, but now they don't have that luxury. And Belchenok this time, without the luxury of working out towards the middle, just plucked out through the smoke there from Zedko. So already a 4v5 with a lot of extra utility damage done on the players trying to scale through cave. This is your best chance to try and close things out since the eco catastrophe. Looking to avoid James Hop. Morisco playing a dangerous game there, turning the corner, but he has a flashbang to back him up, and now it's confirmed location that this op is posted up right now. James takes a shot, but nothing connects, and now trying to work an equalizer through the wall is not going to do him any favors. They're stalled out. Any ideas of how to get back into the shadows? Going to queue up Peepo's attention, fully focused on James' location. Kicker eager to trade, shows the bomb. And now dropping it right in the hands here. This one looking all but over at this point. Pipo's unrelenting. Scoped up to try and deal with Travis, who's now alone. Missed shot finally comes through. And they'll say, yeah, you can take that bomb here. Good luck getting past 5 of us. That's a whole new task right now with 30 seconds left. His days are numbered, spamming through the wall. Eventually to connect right there for Pipo. 3 kills in the round to provide security. Sinners will be the team that moves forward here on Ancient.
Yeah, their opponent's pick of that. They were playing like a team possessed in overtime. What a revelation for Sinners. I truly believe that PARIVISION...
Kind of a team that you really don't want to see fall into the trap of again, being a little bit irrelevant when it comes to the Tier 1 competition. I would like to see these players back on top here, back in the big stages, and they're right now their path to that is making it into Pro League. They've got to recover here in this upper bracket.
Good news, we're playing Counter-Strike. Enough of us. Let's have some action. And check out this pistol from PARIVISION. It's not unusual you see a stack on Inferno, but to play this passive, they must be very confident in retaking the B bomb side, because they're not going to know how Sinners are ending this round until it happens. They have no information.
Calling it a bit of a gambly stack right now towards the A side, and it might just work out wonders for them. Only a smoke and a couple flashbangs here. One tossed in towards Moto. At least try and isolate these fights. Ran right past. Flashes have to be perfect. Utility has to be so good here. And Shock flying in for the kill onto the big pit. Takes a little while, but manages to find it. The trades are in, and they find the site access. They break through the site stack right there. 4 players fall, and 2 still surviving here on the side of Sinners means they've got a golden opportunity to try and close this out versus Kickert. Trying to make his way through here, the library side. Can he isolate these fights? Well, he doesn't even get a chance to land a shot right there. Mauricio playing a very forward alpha angle. Catches him by surprise, and Sinner's going to look good on the pistol.
Yeah. The thing is, though, whatever way you cut it, PARIVISION get the first kills on the players coming out of balcony and on towards the site. They have 4 players there, and they don't win the round. I know pissed around are chaotic, but they'll really be kicking themselves. You got to win those. You got the gamble right. You got the opening kills. You just couldn't finish the job. Maybe that's been the kind of the MO of the series at this point. It's going to be a force buy then in the second here from PARIVISION. They managed to get an M4 out onto Belchonok. That is a mighty weapon for this sort of buy. In fact, it's the best weapon on the server. Where is he? He's over towards B. So B stack with 3 players. They're really hoping Sinners ends in that direction. But as we can see, the bomb's mid. The smoke's flying over for this arch side. They're going to wrap A. And there's only 2 here. Smoke deployed by Jane, but he is out in the open. Not long for this world. Player in mini pit under the balcony. That's Travis. Surely he gets dealt with soon, and he does. And I think this M4 in particular is just too valuable. You've got to save it.
Likely to see them try and attempt this A-side retake as well. So difficult to get a grasp on when Pit is in control of the T's. They're just going to go ahead and call this one a day. And Sinners ultra careful about how they clear out this site. I love the time that they take to flush Travis out of the round, make sure that he can't find anything. They are hanging around maybe for some exit damage. That has not got a lot of save. Just a deagle. Try and find himself an upgrade of some sort. Bomb planted though in a nice position, so that they can hide in pit. Every one of these players is going to do just that. Should be safe and sound. Sinner's going to move up 2-0. Deal with the force buy effectively.
Absolutely.
They'll try and run it back with that A1S there in the next.
That's all they're going to have. Ooh, FAMAS? No. Notable to FAMAS there for a second. I'd actually love to see maybe some flashbangs to bring Belchonok into play. None just yet. Plenty of HEs, though, so... As HEs are all heading towards Banana, we'll see if they're deployed early or they save them to react for a push. No, looks like we're going out right from the off. Indeed, we are. Nades flying in and, well, 10 damage. That's not a good investment.
Pretty minimal on the strike, and the return HE right there, very effective.
Brutal.
Right on target there for a good 50 on the kicker. Travis, I was about to say, surprising to see him play right there. I thought he might have had a Zeus or something to try and work off of, but eventually falls back, doesn't actually take a fight in towards the boiler side. Belchanok using a lot of his ammo to try and connect on some kills, but they just run right past him. Ignore the threat that he provides.
Yeah, they almost are poised like, we know there are players B. We know where it's a known quantity where that M4 is, and they just go in, and it's a total non-factor. B-Stick is cleaning up. This looks like a very stable anti-eco round for Sinners. Just need to get that bomb planted. B-Stick might fall, but that is just a MAC-10 on the ground. It's looking good. It's looking very good for Sinners. PARIVISION need to hit the ground running on these gun rounds.
Question on that. Looking very successful with the way that they isolate the fights on towards this A side. I mean, again, their spacing is looking very promising. There's no rush to try and get into these sites, leading to any sort of isolated duels. Coordinating incredibly well. Systematic in the way that they fight for brackets up against these pistols, and then shutting it down when they take that bracket space with the wraps so far. It does get a little tricky when your opponent has utility and a primary weapon, though, so gonna be the ultimate test here of whether or not they can continue to take this space, continue to use it against the PARIVISION squad. James sticking with the MAC-10 here. Well, all right.
Aggression, maybe? Got the head armor either. I guess that's... Well, actually, there's 2 Galils and an M4 on the server, so keep tabs on that. Beltronic equally does not have head armor. And here we go. Banana aggression, 2 for 2 trade.
Oh.
But the only man left here is James on that MAC-10. The rifles are dropped pretty far forward. He'd love to get a smoke on towards in front of the half wall. And Shock's seen an elbow. Shock has an opportunity. Baited in by it essentially, and Travis can get the punish. You cannot blame him. He really thought he might have a frag there on towards Moto.
No, not at all. He thought he had an opportunity right there to continue the advantage. Hunting that kill does lead to his demise. A nice little bait. James with his MAC-10. Gonna use it up against him here. Elevated angle for Maurice. Oh, he survives. Looking for a bomb plant now. Can he come up clutch? We've seen him open up around. How about his closing? The CT smoke's gotta fade soon, but not yet. He repositions just in time, but the flank of Banana, he's not looking. He's not looking, and he moonwalks right into Travis. Will claim the kill pretty comfortably right there. PARIVISION gonna get on the board here in their first gun round. Travis the one to bring it home.
Still, it's pretty good damage. Pretty good damage from Sinners to get it down to a 1v2. No need necessarily to panic. Orpo out on James. So no MAC-10 this time around. So we head into round numero 5. See where James takes that off. He's looking towards B right now. Okay, different direction. Rifle's heading there instead. Early smoke heaved over by Travis 2. So an early B lean. Plenty of util there for PARIVISION. They can definitely get aggressive behind this. And try and claim some more control. Molly's flying in. Their intent is pretty obvious. Needless to say. And Sinner's won no part of this. They're going to sit back for now. Seko plays around the smoke. They'll just take this space a little bit later. No need to run into all these numbers and all the util.
Somewhat successful in doing so in that last round. Trying to fight for that banana control. But they did take so much damage for it as well as the 2-for-2 trade. But PARIVISION setting a very early tone for how they want to structure this defense. A lot of effort towards banana here. A lot of resources spent in that direction. And I do like that vision from them right there, trying to fight for this crucial map control round after round. Oh, gotta be careful though. Nota going for some jump spots right there. HE lands perfectly on the Beastic. That's a lot of damage done. He's not really folding on this position either. And that still affords the heavy stack towards this A side that they'll be able to put together. But when your pieces start to fall, that stack might not be too impactful here. Belchenok, though, does set it up nicely. And James up to follow it up right there. They had the element of surprise. But Belchenok is too quick on the draw right there to recover. Bomb on the floor. And Peepo and Beast are going to be a non-factor in this round.
Gotta save. This round perplexes me a bit for Sinners. I guess they thought the PARIVISION would rotate harder as they were retaking banana, but the util for PARIVISION was so good. Noticed had a smoke the whole time there. That's why his teammates didn't rotate. So when Sinners contact out of apartments, there's 4 on A. And even they got a very clean opening kill. It didn't really matter because there's just so many reserves on location. So a tricky round. And look at this. Sinners, they could have ecoed and brought pretty handily in the following. They've decided to force into this round. And this has to work. Look at the nade damage. 3 HP on Peppo. B-stick is gone. Spammed through the wall. This is far from ideal, and I don't think Peppo there is going to last very long.
Smoke almost toppled him over at this point here. Utility tossed in to try and take some control. They're actually going to make a move through that smoke. A little bit of ambition there from Zedco. But there's still so much utility on this B side. Smoke, Molly. Still ready to be put on display, and I think even a backup smoke there. Yeah, picked up in CT spawn, so there you go. Sinners voided off of this B control that they take, and at a sacrifice of Peepo's entire health bar nearly and B-stick completely. Now they get to roll back into James up as the reward. Although James jumping the rotate as well. Not holding on to brackets here. Instead, he's taking a bit more of a passive approach. Still on a good line, though. Got to connect on these shots. He splits the goalpost on this one, though. It doesn't connect. HT will, though. Just needed a little bit of a sliver onto Peepo for the kill. Still managed to find one. Committed angle, though, from Belchenok. Falls quickly. Only a single defender inside of the smokes right now. Travis has to figure out a way to impact the round as his teammates are on the outside looking in. Run down by Shock.
Oh, no.
They make it happen. They're on the site.
No util now for either team. A retakes aren't easy. The pit position is so strong when you can crossfire with your teammates. Their communication needs to be flawless. They can't allow one of these avenues to be easily opened. Shock kills apartments. Marisco chimes in next. And PARIVISION, despite having a pretty handy advantage, wow, their A-side players just got completely isolated. I mean, Travis never stood a chance in pit. They completely crumbled.
Belchenok. Yeah, I mean, Belchenok taking a very committed angle. You see, I mean, the struggles when the A bomb site doesn't have 4 players, how effective an entry can be and overwhelming these defenders right there. This time, that site left a little bit understaffed. And to be honest with you, again, James a little bit out of position right there. You know, he's taking a passive angle in towards the arch side. Not super worried about that, but the way that he then has to figure out a way to get into the round afterwards is the big problem right there for this team. And he's just left looking outside in on these smokes. Can't help out, can't provide any support. That relies on your anchors to lock it down with at least something, but that doesn't even come up. Brutal.
I was surprised they didn't come through either the arch or the library smoke as Pit was getting fought. But yeah, just left their anchors way too much to do. Okay, round 7. Early default approach minus the apps play. James, teammate on location. That's Travis. Set up as old as time, so Sinners should be fairly well prepared. Even so, James snaps the skull, and there's no reprisal. So a nice opening kill for PARIVISION, but this time they need to make good of it. They've got to convert these advantage rounds. We can't have it being the same story as first half of Ancients.
If it remains that same story, I would say this is going to be a pretty comfortable day at the office here for Sinners. On Inferno. Molly goes in. Great setup here. Multiple players ready to go. One fights forward, the rest voided off. Smoke goes down as well. And the utility for PARIVISION remains very strong here in this matchup. That's one thing that they definitely have in their favor right now. This is a save called out here already. Heading into T-spawn there, Maurice Kosu to join them at this point. Enough work being done to keep Sinners at bay, bounce back, capitalize on their advantage without any more casualties.
Okay, they want no part of it. Don't blame them. Where's the money going to be? Bit of a mess. Beastic and Shock will have to pretty much fully force. Maybe Peppo could drop a Mac 10 or a Tech 9 or something. Quick pause for them as they need to balance out the money. So, very hotly contested start here to Inferno. Wait to see what they go for next.
You got Tech 9s here. Beastic and Shock both. I'm going all in on this one. Been able to make do with little in the past here for the Sinners side. See what they can make happen here with these techs. Right back to that banana control here. Onto the defense, but that leads into a 4-man lean very quickly. Oh, and if it's a bracket setup right now, they are perfectly positioned to shut this play down. Jame will open up proceedings, and there's so much reinforcements right now. Going for a trade around that corner is certain death. Throwing utility around that corner, definitely the case as well. And a 5v3, PARIVISION calling perfectly around the reaction here from Sinners.
It's looking a lot better. Yet again, another round where Sinners are totally stifled. What do you even do in this position? They might even consider a save again, because they don't really have anything here to work with. Setko's advanced a little bit towards B, and he calls the troops over. He's going to give this a look in. But I'm not sure I favour their chances. Crossfire looks pretty good on B. Molly goes down now. I guess if they can get these smokes down onto CT and coils, perhaps Nota can be pulled out of this fight. Flashbang comes in. He takes a good duel. That is brutal. Perfect team play. Don't allow them to get isolated. Take the initiative. That is how it's done, boys and girls.
Yeah, you're playing that B side right there of Inferno. You have to be able to coordinate the two players. Smoke play in. Flashbang off the back of it. Nota just rampages through the rest of this round. And that is exactly what PARIVISION need. shut down the force buy. Call in perfectly around the next move. Look at the setup that they have. I mean, that was just a mid banana smoke toss and a couple of HEs to throw out, but I think PARIVISION knew the reaction there from Sinners was to speed up towards A. And you see the second B player rotate instantly over to Arches. Triple up on the bracket side, or the porch side rather, as well. And that's a beauty of a rounds. Doesn't pull the trigger, but no big deal. The HE lands perfectly. Pistol's looking to run them down, but there's still an A1S here. And the bracket side ready to do damage here. They're going to chase him down. The HE blows one open, but Belchenok also gets blasted in the op. A little bit of the danger zone there. The 5-7 from Jane going to be used against them. Chasing down the last. It's effective. And PARIVISION going to take the lead on the defense.
Yes, sir. So surprised we haven't seen some more pauses from Sinners. Just feels like this half is slipping a little bit out of their grasp when they were off to a flying start. Still, there more CS to be played. More to be played. Do they change the approach, though? Do they get more aggressive for Banana? Do they work harder in the mid-round to establish kind of long and bracket, kind of arch side control? Instead, it's actually PARIVISION to make the first move. Belchenok straight down mid. Flashbang looks really good. Doesn't find his men, but does massive damage. And in the meanwhile, his teammates hit home and hit hard. This round is a slaughter. Whatever plan Sinners had, never got executed on. They never got that far.
Just throw it out the window right there. Complete shutdown coming through from the PARIVISION camp. Providing even more stability. As you said, there hasn't been much of a case here for the pause calls. Now that this Center's T side is getting figured out. I mean, I don't even know if a pause would have helped him, but you haven't seen PARIVISION get that aggressive. Down middle, down banana. Combining their efforts, so whatever game plan you had gets shut down. We'll see. At least an attempt, though. Smoking towards apartments is good from Travis. That provides a lot of security. His teammates rotating accordingly. Gonna need some lightning fast kills to get past this, and James Opp can already provide the early damage. Now the rifle coming through. Morisco keeping himself alive here for now. Spots out the double swing. Not gonna be able to isolate these fights, though. Running a little bit short on time. He's got to speed things up a little bit. All big attempts, but there's that double swing once more. Second time will do. And 6 locked in here for PARIVISION. They have figured out this defense effectively.
Certainly have. They look pretty reinvigorated after what must have been a pretty painful loss on Ancient, where they absolutely had their chances to win that map and maybe even win it cleanly. Okay. Half by then for Sinners. Pistol armor out. Plenty of util. And given the next round is the last anyway, they're not scared to invest a lot of their cash. Just need enough remaining for a full buy, whatever happens. And what are we going to do? Deep mid smoke for them. B6 going straight through, getting very aggressive, but Jane puts a stop to that. But it feels like the real hit's coming over towards B. 4 players here. Util ready to go, and in they go. They go in before the Util trying to eclipse on a timing. They find their man in Nota, but that bomb needs to get planted. I'm not feeling their chances, man. This feels like a really hard half-one to win as the T side.
Managed to do some decent damage there, at least on the Jame. They still have yet to punch in the digits right now. I'm on the floor. Shock has to go and recover that. HE. Oh, not quite fully on location. He survives with 2. He's going to have a hard time figuring out impact, but what he does have is a flashbang. Well placed here. Peepo could maybe thrive off of that utility. We'll see what the game plan is. For now, everyone with guns out. Flashbang does go in to try and buy time over the heads, though, of PARIVISION and Peepo. Looking for those heads. He will find 2 quick shots. Setting the tone for this post plant right now. And Jame is not activating. Jame is all the way in CT spawn, way too far back. Belchenok has to do it on his own. Jame was never going to make a move. Belchenok chases down the kill. Is there going to be enough time for the defuse? It's going to be close, but he just about had it. Had to do it all in the round.
I was wondering if a Jame had DC'd. Wow. Either has supreme confidence in his teammate or quite the opposite.
I mean, that's just a bizarre decision because he has plenty of money. He even picked up a AK instead of the op. So he had nothing to lose right there.
I think he was holding the player new box. I think what James didn't know is that the player new box had no health. He could have just ran up with his USP out and been in just as fine a position. Still, though, it looks pretty funky, and I think PARIVISION might have got away with murder there. I think they stumbled a lot in that round, but still won it.
It's a huge relief right there, and oh my god, Nota down banana. Absolutely dealing with Zedco. Nullifying his impact here. PARIVISION look re-inspired right now. Coming back into the CT side. Understanding that the moment that they're in here on their opponent's map pick. Last ditch effort out towards A, but the rotation's already arriving. Molly on top of the balcony to try and clear out positions, but there is a stack that now possesses on the A side. Constant flashes. Might be able to break things open, though. At least separate the crossfires for now. Can't make it out of balcony, though. Belchenok spams and beast it quickly. Traded in unison. PARIVISION, this time, strength in numbers on the A site is going to get the job done. It's going to be 8-4 as we take it to the half. We got half number 2 rolling on out here. PARIVISION looking fantastic towards the tail end of their CT side. Sinners got a lot to do if they want to close it out in 2. We'll see what they can bring to the table. They look to close out on the defensive. Ota, he's there. I was wondering if he was at his screen, at his keyboard. He is. Just takes him a little bit to register right now. And PARIVISION got a lot of utility in this pistol round. Looking to get past the B side here. The dual barrette is ready to go.
It's kind of borders on a must-win pistol. And here come the flashbang. Zedko goes wide. 1 down, 2 down. Repeat flashbang. Lets him swing wide again. And that is a beautiful hat-trick of frags. That has all but secured this pistol round. And what on earth do you do now if you're PARIVISION? Try and make individual plays? I don't think you've got any other option.
Oh, that's what Kicker went for right there. He gets shut down. Now James looking to follow in the footsteps of his teammates that have fallen. That setup right there, that feels like Sinners knew what was going on right there. Timing on that flashbang was pristine. And it completely catches a silent PARIVISION. They made no noise making it on up here. James at least with a smoke to isolate. That's not going to do him any favors. So Zedko continues to challenge here for the 4K. Upgrading from his 3 earlier. And a fantastic start for what you said is a much needed pistol right there.
That could already be game on. Get on, Inferno. Looks like a full eco from PARIVISION. Indeed it is. Just the sole P250 on Mr. James. So, Sinners definitely need to keep as many players alive as possible. Do not allow bomb plant at any cost. And PARIVISION will play this real slow and try and bait some util in the meantime. Where are our concurrent games at the moment? Let's have a look. So, okay, Batera won their map pick of trains 13-6 with a 7-0 CT side. So that one, surprisingly, has gone to the 3rd map. And actually, I would have picked that probably as the most one-sided game. Navi Junior Rush B in that lower bracket has gone to a 3rd map. And then our other game, remind myself, Zero Tenacity, Spirit Academy. Spirit Academy have gone out, and Kiyosuke had a shocker series. Oh dear.
Scary stuff right there. You said those academy teams have been impressing, but making an exit. Tough to see right there for them. In this one, likely to be some difficulties for PARIVISION. Oh god, Morisco commits to his detriment. Flank coming through though. Gonna provide some security right there. The A1S at range. Handling the unarmored Glocks. And now note that I think throwing that A1S out of the map there quite nicely. Making sure that there's no recovery for that gun. People looking, won't find any upgrades here, and not a bad bit of damage considering what they had here to bring to the table.
Yeah, some quick thinking too. To shift that M4. Every little helps. Alrighty. Round 15. And maybe this is the round where we find out if Sinners mean business here on Inferno. It was their map pick. We know PARIVISION, at least on paper, should be quite uncomfortable here on Inferno. But now they're going to make good on it. First half was troublesome. It was really tough for them in the latter stages to get engaged, to find openings. They played a lot of rounds, kind of 3v5, 20 seconds in. Can't afford that to be the case. Now they're on the defense. And what have we got? Bit of a mid-stack developing, isn't it? It's just Zedko now left on B. 2 on the porch side. B-Stick's heading that direction too. They're really intent on fighting for brackets here.
I'll be able to do just that with the amount of presents stacked over. In the meantime, Zedko's got a lot on his shoulders. Complete responsibility of this B side of the map here. If he falls, the closest rotate in arches at the moment. Fully focused in on a fake that's being sold by Travis, but 2 kills rolling out here while blind and through the smoke as well. He eventually tumbles over. Belchenok will find a difficult trade, and that provides access here for PARIVISION. But Zedko takes up that responsibility, effective. Now Belchenok taking space deep in towards Coffin. It's a very valuable position. They know that they have to take some space. Flashbangs and the chase down looking good. The double setup here. James not peeking though. He's not drawing in any contact, and that's going to leave Belchenok out in the void right now. Peepo going to offer up a quick trade as well, and it's just on the hands of James. He's going to get flying swung right there, and Peepo is the one that completes the kill. So it's going to be Sinners making good on the promise that Zedko delivered.
You know, I think we've seen enough in this series now to assert that these after plans for PARIVISION are rough.
I know James isn't really one to fight forward right there, but and there's probably not a lot that Belchenok can really do anyways with the way that they played that. But I do feel like you have to at least be jiggling right there.
I just feel like we've had a lot of after plants where, like, are we playing to win these? It's just sort of, everyone just sort of sets up their own camp, and then we're playing, you know, we're playing 4 positions. It's basically like a retake server. Whereas I'm more used to seeing, you know, this is our plan. We're going to aggress this area. We're going to react in this way. And maybe that hasn't transpired many times. This mid-take is hella awkward. They are lucky to find a trade there, I think, onto Shock, because first man out, Peppo, went... sorry, I think it was Kick actually, the first man out. Went way ahead of his teammates. Even so, Sinners just launch numbers into the fray and get chewed up. Quite a bizarre round so far. B-stick tucked in cold, gets cleared. Wow. Zedko on the push through, finds his man. Bomb is in an awkward spot, and now the Molly's on top of it. Smoke goes beyond. An intriguing round now. Zedko finds his man. Does he expect a player to be behind? Turns around at just the right time.
Oh my god.
That is ridiculous. What a roller coaster of a round. Pause that at any moment. Well, every 5 seconds you would change your opinion on who's going to win the round if you paused it.
Dude.
Every 5 seconds.
Zedko plays it unbelievably well, man. The smoke and then the presence of mind to jump on the pallet right there, and look at the visual that he gets on Nota. He never anticipated that. Even with his crosshair, they didn't think that that was a possibility. Beautifully played by Zedko in a already well set up round there initially from Sinners. They had the numbers, they just couldn't really coordinate the effort on the defense. It was very disjointed in the way that they defended brackets, and it felt like initially you were going to see this team run into a brick wall. It wasn't necessarily the case out of the gates. Tough recovery, but again, you know, back-to-back phenomenal rounds here from Zedko.
Absolute
2 in a
hero.
row.
Absolute hero. Okay, well, it's been one of those series, hasn't it? Now, often we do say that Counter-Strike can, if you boil it down, somewhat come down to, you know, which team makes the fewest mistakes. I think that sort of holds true in this series. It's been rough and ready. There's been a lot of carnage. If one of these teams can button up their play, I think they're going to win Inferno, because it has been a hectic affair.
And now the way the wind's going in the favor of the Sinners side. Last round, more so just give a lot of credit to Zedko right there. The way that he plays around the smokes, provides that coverage. But you're exactly right. I mean, we've seen this map be full of mistakes here. Same with Ancient. Sinners, though, have a chance to take the lead. Peepo needs some help. He's going to swing forward, and a lot of targets on his screen. Enough distraction, though. Morisco provides a little bit of extra coverage, but going to be overwhelmed on the back of the site here. Commits to the duel. Able to isolate and find another one. Sends his crosshair high on the Belchenok. And now Nota just left on a 35 HP. A Molly down in play here, trying to reposition silently. He's able to thread in the kill. No trade available as well. A little bit separated for B-Stick. Gotta be careful not to get caught with utility out. Nota doing a good job of buying time for his reposition. A smoke on the bomb, though, is not going to do Nota any favors. B-Stick has a 10-second defuse. That might. He finds the kit, though. He's got to run into halls. It's being stuck right now. And Nota, never realizing that the bomb is being diffused. Never going to make it out of apps.
Seems it was Morisco's turn. For those that missed map 1, Morisco was a monster. Particularly overtime. The amount of occasions where he walked onto B on Ancient and shredded was ridiculous. But here in this round, different aspect to his play. It's on the defense where he comes very good. I think if Sinners win this map, Morisco and Zedco deserve a bit of a bonus because they have saved their team. And now we're getting towards the business end. PARIVISION again are able to buy, but I'll tell you what, that money is dwindling, isn't it? Not a lot left. Flashbang is very good, and this is a man you do not want to fight at the moment. Zedco is formidable on this defense. Tucks himself in behind the sandbag, gets his smoke off. This is absolutely Sinners territory. Face at your peril. The spam is almost perfect too. Oh, PARIVISION just running out of steam right at the tail end here on Inferno.
Yeah, and right now you're looking at players on the side of Sinners that seem to get better and better as games drag on. Zedco and Morisco, couple of prime examples of that so far. Zedco gonna open things up towards the B side. Gonna force him in towards A. It's left a little bit vulnerable though. This defense, without numbers, is putting a lot of faith in the anchoring presence. There is no close by rotations whatsoever. This is so recoverable for PARIVISION. Gotta have some good utility. Molly for the big pit could be fantastic, but looking for the contact approach instead. Moto smoke in. Still not tossing in the smoke for big pit though. Instead it's a scale. And Morisco finally elevating here. Dangerous game of whack-a-mole ahead of him. So jump on top of the truck and dealt with quickly by Nota. This is the site control access now for an A-side post plant where all three players are still kind of on the other side of the map right now. And James has an op in the late round. Walk up, James, not going to miss. Perfectly handled on the first. Instantly repositions. He's gonna get caught with a side turn though.
What?
He gambles it all on the fact that there's Moto players rolling up, but all three players coming through. And now just tucked in the back site here, Nota. He needs to try and delay. He's found out now. Peepo, smoke on top of the bomb. Is there enough time for the defuse? He's gonna get on it. He believes it's gonna come down to the wire again, and just about enough time for Peepo to take the round away.
James going to be kicking himself. It wasn't... I'm a little bit baffled. Maybe his teammate was in such a poor position to hold anything but apartments. Kind of need to watch it back. I'm not sure.
Did he just make the gamble? Did he really make
Shouldn't
that
he just
gamble?
commit to playing into short? Is that not the best choice? I mean, obviously, with hindsight, it's easier for us, but it just felt like he was completely exposed to apps and shorts. He just wages it all that both players are coming long. It's very un-Jame. Jame is normally so cautious. That's his whole mantra as a player. But not in that round. And my God, this man... He's possessed, Cole. He's absolutely possessed.
Yeah, he was getting battered and bruised there in that first half over there towards the B side. It has to feel such a relief that he's just stepping up in these rounds. Another opening, and this time it's on to Nota, who was one of the players that brought that round back towards the A side.
Where's Kickett's rifle?
She lost it? I think he's trying to pick up Nota's.
Did he drop... Did he never have a gun and he dropped one from the start? He must have had something.
It is kind of kicker, though. You know, maybe tossed an op over to James, but I didn't catch it. Bought armor. Either way, good investment if that was the case, because James able to deal with his counterpart there. Took a very forward-facing duel.
The balls for Sinners to stay solo A after losing a player. I mean, how do they walk around with those things?
It's insane. And they're right. They're going to be on the money. Quick jump on the rotate here for a third. The issue is they're separated here. Player in the back of Dark right now, Zedco. But there's 18 seconds. There's 15 now. They've got some counter utilities, some flashes to toss over. It's delay right now for Zedco. And threading in a kill is exactly what he's hoping for. Push through the smoke. Now they have to try and get the bomb planted right now. Full fountain in front of it. Smoke gonna fade, but James has coverage. Elevating his game right now when he needs a little bit of redemption. And he's done just that with 3 kills in this round. He's got a chance for the 4th here. Walking right into the scope. Shock takes a lot of damage for his troubles. Not going to be able to get past Belchanok. And PARIVISION are going to win in the post plant.
I can't believe they won that round. What was that? Sub 10 seconds as they're trying to plant the bomb. There's 3 players around the B bomb site. Maybe we'll see in this replay package. I can't believe it. And the smoke fades onto James kills. That is a critical afterplant in terms of saving this map for PARIVISION. They would have been in crisis mode had they not won that round. Instead, it's Sinners that are in trouble. Full-blown force buy. Look at this. 4-5-7s, a FAMAS on Morisco. They've opted for a mid-stack, and they're right. They're all on location. Team kill in the mix for the T-side too. Very awkward engagement. Travis somehow finds 3. Perhaps it was 4 even, if you count the team kill. Wow. I think PARIVISION have just got away with murder there, going into 4 players and still being in a man advantage.
Oh, Peepo drops his FAMAS right there on the floor. I wonder if that gave an audio cue at all that was registered. It seems like it, because James just catches both of them off guard as he turns his attention back towards middle. And as you said, they walk into the stack once again. PARIVISION maybe not targeting themselves for the best opportunities to win these rounds, but their shots are backing it up right now. We were talking about this team kind of feeling like they're out of gas with 6 rounds in a row for Sinners, but seems like they've got a refill.
I tend to agree the Sinners are actually winning the macro game right now. They're in so many good positions. That's Counter-Strike. It's not always enough. And it's an eco that has to be brought forth from the Slovakian team. They'll eco look towards round number 22. Ceding the round lead almost certainly here to PARIVISION. On a breath of fresh air for them. And for once, PARIVISION are making the right decision. B-bomb site is undefended. This will be a dry run. No doubt will be a round win, but can they keep all of these guns alive? That would be the cherry on top.
It's done from James. That's his flank, the only vulnerability. He's going to get spammed. No way he's making it out of that position, but shouldn't be too much of a problem here, surely, right? Yeah, nicely done. Belchanok, kicker, coming through with the coverage and the op recovery. I like in that dry run right there, we see a molly miss.
Yeah, I was looking at that thinking, there's no pressure here at all. It's still gone wrong.
Fortunately, doesn't cost him too much. Good air burst on that molly, crucially. Instead of mulling themselves off. And we'll see, I mean, a bit of a lacking investment here for Sinners. 11. PARIVISION have found this position once before. Looked like they were in a position of strength. They're there once again here, like they were on Ancient. Can they find 12? Try and close things out. That spam incredibly close. Nota would have loved to deal with Zedco early, but instead he has to push a smoke. Gray screened and eliminated. Once again, Zedco controls Banana.
Very brave to leave Zedco alone. Very brave. I mean, in a lot of occasions, teams would be laying down util on that position. But they're confident, and Zedko does slip out. He has a smoke. Allows his teammates clearly to stack 4A with some confidence. Just needs Zedko here to bide his time and delay. Smoke goes down. B-Stick makes his way back over, and...
Oh my god.
Zedko, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 4 kills. Ace is on the cards. This will be some way to top what has already been a fabulous CT side. What the hell did Zedko eat for breakfast this morning? And is it legal?
He read that one like a book. He knew every next move PARIVISION were going for right there. James gonna fake the bomb plant. That one right as well. He is boxed in. And there's no escape path. Being cut off right now by the Famoso Morisco. Not even enough time to transfer over towards this A side, let alone getting past this player. And it's going to be taken, man. Zedko, what an unbelievable round, man. He knew every move right there. He knew it was going to be a smoke scale right there. He knew to spam and line them up like that. And he certainly knows how to open the round up right there. Phenomenal work. He has elevated his game on this CT side, man.
The tenacity, the boldness. He was alone. He was alone. His team were in a man advantage, yet still he presses the issue and he comes very good. 22 frags for Zedko. He leads the server. And it's even Stevens. In what has been a very hotly contested series. Both maps minimum going to the maximum rounds of regulation. First one, of course, went to one bout of overtime as well. As PARIVISION are forced to pump the brakes, slow around from them. They are absolutely terrified of B at the moment. And who can blame them?
It's a really perfect time for this CT side to hold on to the utility given that fear factor. Retake banana smoke in, or at least molly in. Surprised to see that utilized right there. One less bit of utility. Smoke goes down. With still ample time left. But a smart decision queuing up an extra rotate right now from Peepo with his AWP.
It's definitely a gamble. They don't have the info, but they're right. They are absolutely right. More util hits the deck. Zedko goes wide. B-Stick actually is the man to net the kill from New Box. There's a lot of players for PARIVISION to overcome to get this bomb plant. 25 seconds left on the clock. And they've got to deal with B-Stick right now. Flash comes over.
Oh.
Travis is holding. Critical kill, but look at the HP bars. They are lacking and then some. Peepo here is on location. That bomb still yet to be planted. 9 seconds. I'm not sure this bomb's going down, man. 5 seconds to go, and James has got to save this orb because it's all they're going to have in the last round, potentially, of this series. Sinners. I honestly can't believe they're in this map right now. They look so down and out of the half switch. They had that kind of stint in the middle of the second half where they were losing rounds galore. But the individual heroics, particularly from this man, Zedko, have been monstrous.
I mean, you just want to watch that round back over and over again. The way that Zedko not only plays his position, but coordinates with his teammate. He is figuring out a way to find kills and flash for his teammate at the same time. That feels impossible, but he's airlifting them through this map. And Shock might be looking for the gut punch right now. Deep smoke down middle, ignored right now. And B-Stick this time saying, I'm going to step up to the plate here to look to close. 2 kills, opening things up. Jiggling into James, or Kicker top rather. James falling earlier. Kicker providing an opening pick right there in a big way. Oh my goodness. Zedko still on the scene. You want to test this man one more time here?
No, I don't. Why would you? Oh my lord. In behind. I'm stunned he didn't get more. And an afterplant on B of all places.
Oh.
Could be the end of this series. Shock snaps the skull. Quickered. Gone. It's a nice dink, but honestly, just for the information, it might be worth it. What do you do, Travis, as he falls into the back sight? All we need is good trading. from these CT players. They're taking it real slow. First man that faces is Shock. But Morisco does the job. PARIVISION silenced. Closed maps for sure. But Sinners 2-0. What a tenacious series from them. That was amazing.
Yeah, I feel like every season this team just gets that much better as they head into ECL playoffs, and that sort of performance right there is a statement. Difficulty on Ancient, but the way that you